Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday to you. Hope everybody had a good weekend and a happy Father's Day. Man, I don't know what the deal is with. I have the same routine every day. I come in here and at 5 minutes before 9, I hit the two buttons on my Stream Deck, which will send out notifications or tweets and stuff like that. And I have this thing that'll do all the little automated stuff. And then I get up and I go get my second cup of coffee and I come back. And for some reason, every time I go in there and come back, I sit down and all of a sudden I'll get a sneezing fit. So I don't know what something in here is making me sneeze. I don't know what it is, but fortunately it stopped right before I go live. But if you see my eyes are all watery and stuff because I've been having a sneezing fit here. All right, enough of that. Let's see who's hanging out with us here. We got John Howard in the house. How you doing, John? Thomas Graham's here this morning. Mark Lindsay's here. Good morning, Mark. He says, morning, y'all. Clear in 46. High of 79. Ooh, man, I'll trade you. I'll trade you. Joanne said today, I was talking about how hot it was last week. We're in for a triple digit week. That's what she said. So I am not looking forward to that. Not looking forward to it being that hot, but what are you going to do? And I'm glad you're here because I got a Vectric question. I think I know the answer, but I got a Vectric question for you here. I'll get just a minute when I get caught up here. Leo Stager's here. Good morning. Only 4 more days till Friday. Yeah, but who's counting? Kevin Ells. Good morning, Kevin. Clyde's here. Good morning, Clyde. Gary says he can't stay, but he stopped by to say good morning. Well, we appreciate you stopping by, Gary. Have a good Monday, my friend. Darren Bird's in the house, as is George. How you doing, George? Monroe's here. George says it's going to be hot in Michigan. Yeah. Mark says looking at 79 today, 88 tomorrow, 91. Yeah. Well, tomorrow starts is the first official day, I guess. They said summer starts at 5:13 in the morning, I think, is when summer solstice is, or something like that. So it's summertime. It's gonna be hot. What are you gonna do? I forgot to turn the sound off of this thing. Let me turn that off real quick before the telemarketers kick in. Let me ask Mark a question. A little victory question. And like I said, I think I know the answer, but I don't know for sure. I got out there yesterday and I haven't used that kiosk in a while because it had a touchscreen monitor and all those things were old. They were replaced in airports anyway. And that monitor kept going out of calibration. And since it was touchscreen, you'd go to hit a button and you'd hit it here, but you really needed to hit it over here. It was just a mess. So I just quit using it. And I would just use my laptop to run my Gatton CNC. But I thought, well, that computer's still good in it. And I had put a new terabyte hard drive when I started, when I first got that kiosk. So I knew the computer part was good. So I thought, well, I'm going to get that. And it's one of those little small compact things that I like. So I got it out and I was going to set it up right in between. I put my little 3018 on the same little roll around bench that my desktop laser's on. So I thought, well, I'll just set that thing under the shelf and I can just, one at a time, use it for both the laser and that 3018, and that'll work out great because there's, 3018 is not very big. So there's still plenty of room to set a monitor on there. So I got that out, and first thing I did is I started playing around. I had to put G sender because none of that stuff was on it. I had to put the G sender and get it to connect with the 3018 and all that stuff. And then I thought, all right, well, let me get a little test program because I'd done a test program the other day, but I did it on my laptop. I didn't have it on that computer. So I got ready to do it, and I opened up Vectric VCar Pro, and it was on like version 9.5 or something. So my question is, when you get ready to catch up the stuff, and I think I'm still technically behind. Let me look and see what they're on now, because I don't think I've got the last one or two little updates. Bear with me a second while this opens. Yeah, it's because I am on version 11.003. And over here it says version 11.014 is available. So I'm still technically a little behind, I guess. But my question is, when you're trying to go from like 9.5 and get a computer get it caught up to 11.003, do you have to go through one by one and do all of those little patches, or can you just skip straight ahead and go boom and it'll catch everything up? Because a lot of times in the past, I thought, oh, well, maybe you have to, maybe if you try to jump too far ahead, it thinks you're not, legit or whatever. So I always go through and do every single patch, install that patch, then go to the next patch, install that, and work my way up until I get to there. But do you have to do that, or can you just go straight to the newest one you got and it'll? Okay, so when it installs the most recent version, it includes all the patches and everything up to that point. And I guess my biggest concern was, because I don't want them to think I'm some kind of, pirated sucker. That's why I haven't done it. It's just that computer had set and it got behind, and I try to keep all the ones that I have VCar Pro on, all on the same version. So, okay. Well, that's good. Next time I won't worry about doing those patches. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, see, I kind of thought it would work because it just makes sense. It's like it'd be silly to make you have to do that, but I've always done it because it doesn't take but a minute to do the patches. But I'm like, in this case, there was from 9.5 to 10.5 something. There was a bunch of patches. There was probably a dozen of them. And, I had them all on the little thumb drive. So I just said, I thought, just to be safe, I'll go ahead and do each one. But anyway, it still didn't take that much longer. But now that I know I don't have to worry about that, I won't do it if I slack and get behind like that. But I think that little computer is going to work perfect for, it's got the, Windows 7 Professional on it. So. And I'm not sure how because I want to use that to run my desktop laser as well. And I know that I can, when I got that desktop laser, you get the free laser Gerbil stuff and it works okay. But everybody says, if you're going to do laser, you got to do the Lightburn stuff. So I downloaded the Lightburn and used the free 30-day trial. But then by the time the trial got ready to be up, I had kind of stopped using it because I was, I'm off doing something else. And so if I go to get Lightburn now, or if I have it on this computer, if I go to open it, it'll tell me now you got to, it's time to buy it. But the thing with Lightburn is when you buy it, it wants to be on a computer that's on the internet because, um, because that's part of what you're paying for is you get the automatic updates. Well, if I put it out there, it's not going to be connected to the internet. So I don't know how that'll work. Whatever. I may just try laser gerbil because I don't do a whole lot of stuff. Um, but I did really, like I said, I used that laser gerbil for a little while when I first got that thing just to move it around and test it out a little bit. And then when I got the light burn, I thought, oh yeah, I see why everybody likes this. It's way fancier than the laser, which it should be. You pay $60 for the light burn and nothing for the laser gerbil. But anyhow, let's see. We got more comments here. Mark says, I believe it does. It's totally well. Next time, at least I'll try it that way and see if it causes any problem. And if it does, I can always go back and do the other stuff. Let's see. Mark says, Vectric doesn't care. It added 10 on my laptop, then installed 11 with no issues. Yeah. I mean, I guess as long as you've got the license file, it shouldn't really care. It should know that you're a legit customer. So Rob says, in fact, I went from 9.5 to 11. It left 9.5 there. Yeah. So I had both 9. Yeah, I have. That's the other thing too. I'm bad about not removing the older ones, and then I've got some computers that still have 6 and 7.5 stuff on them. So yeah. Let's see. Mark said, oops, I had 10 install version 11. Okay. All right. Hey, there's my favorite solar man right there. How you doing, buddy? Hope you had a good Father's Day, which from your Facebook pics looks like you did. And I hope your arm's better. We got a shop to finish, man. We can't be messing around with that monkeypox arm stuff. Man. Did you hear that Nancy Pelosi's going to try to push through some legislation, try to get a bicycle ban going due to the recent attempt on Sleepy Joe? Oh man, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. And there's so many great memes out there. I love them. Just so many. Yeah. It just kind of blows the theory. The old saying is, it's easy. It's just like riding a bike. And it's like, can't use that one anymore. That was just so hilarious. But anyway, I got a lot done yesterday. Like I said, I got that computer. Oh, and man, when I took that thing out of that kiosk, I mean, you'd think it would be somewhat protected, but one thing I did is there's like a little side panel that you pull off because when we got those kiosks, they had the computers in there, but they had removed the hard drive from all of them. And there's a little side panel on that computer. And when you buy I bought a hard drive, but I didn't even bother trying to, because it's tight. You got to really cram that hard drive in there. And then try to get that panel back on. So back 4, 5, 6 years ago when I was doing that, I just bought the hard drive and I just had left the ribbon. I just had it all sitting on a shelf in there. But those kiosks were not, because there was a lot of stuff that was pulled out of them. So there was openings and stuff that were just open. And man, that thing had about 5 or 6 years worth of dust in it. So the first thing I had to do was try to brush a little soft brush and brush the dust off. And then I took my compressor and just with some real, like 15 psi or something, blow the fans and all the stuff off. But man, it was loaded up with some dust. And then I came in here and I had, because I got a big collection of computers and monitors and stuff from different things. So I have a monitor that I used to use when I had a CNC around back in my shop. So I um, set that one on there and then adjusted the resolution. So it's going to work out really good, I think, for using out there with that. And I got my spoil board made. Of course, I posted a picture and everybody's going, "Oh, that's way too thick. You don't have you don't have much Z to start with, you know." But that's the reason I made the spoil board the way I did. It's made to slide on and fasten with those slots. And if I don't have enough Z, I undo the 4 screws and slide it off. It's I love people on Facebook, man. They're just so, you either get the, yeah, that looks great, great job, or you get the, oh, that'll never work. There's no in between, or nobody to ask, say, well, why did you make it that way? Why did you do it? It's funny. Yeah. Yeah. Mark says, I still have 8.5, 9. Yeah. Well, they don't hurt anything as long as you got the room, I guess. But, and I guess, if somebody was to send you a file and it was something, as long as you knew what version they had, you could go back and open it up. That's the thing. If which I understandably, it's not backwards compatible, which most stuff isn't. But yeah, I was the same way. I ended up, the stuff's probably still on there because I didn't uninstall them, but I did delete, because your whole screen gets full of icons that, 6, 7, 7.5, 8, and all that kind of stuff. So I did get rid of those and stuff like that. So, let's see. Ryan says the arm is getting there. Good deal. Good deal. Mark says, saw you on the town hall last night. Way to weasel in a request for a dark thing. Well, I told you. You could tell what Gage, he knows me. He says, yeah, there's Dave. He's trying to figure out a way to bug us about that dark thing. Because I have been doing it every single week until the week before I didn't, and somebody else did it. And then I think you mentioned it. And I thought, okay, well, I won't say anything. I'll let some other people pile on. But then when they said hotkeys, I'm like, yeah, how about a daggum hotkey? Turn on the dark theme, So they got it. They knew what I was talking about. So next, see, I won't say nothing next Sunday. I'll let you or somebody else pile on next week. But I just can't think that would be that dadgum hard to do. I mean, come on, guys. If YouTube and all these others can do it, there's no reason why they can't. Portal Woodworks is here. Good morning, David. Hope you're doing well. Dennis Nolan's here. Good morning, Dennis. Mark says, you'd think they'd do it just to hush everyone up. Well, I've told them before, because back when I used to, what was it? There was something else that I would wear them out every week. I'd ask about it every stinking week. And I told them, I said, hey, squeaky wheel gets the grease. That's how it works. So if you don't want me asking about it every week, you better do it. And finally, I can't remember what the heck it was. Finally, they did it. I'll think of it in a minute. What it was. It's something that I use all the time now. But yeah. Thomas says, what is the moving reflection on the wall by your subscribe sign? Oh, I see it now. It's basically that well, let's see, I'm pointing like you can see it. But if you look right in between the hobby CNC with Dave sign and the subscribe sign, there's like a kind of a shadow and you see it moving. And you can see the lines, the horizontal lines, which are my blinds. That shadow is my flag. There must be a little bit of a breeze blowing my flag out there. So that is that weird looking shadow you see moving around. So, in fact, I could see my security camera. It's on that camera pointing that way. There's not much breeze out there. It's the flag was just kind of hanging still. That's why it's not moving a whole lot. If you look close, you can see it's moving just a little bit, but not much. But now Jack don't move that much. He's sitting right here, conked out. He had a rough night the other night. We I like to take him out after dark, right before we get ready to go to bed, and in case he's got to do any business or anything. I want him doing it then before, in case he wakes up in the middle of the night and doesn't wake me up. I don't want no little surprises laying around. He's real good about not doing that at all. So we went out there, and that I know it was that dadgum fox. That weird barking I told you about. He was doing it, and Jack was. I don't know. Jack must have got too close to him because I heard the craziest sound, and I thought, "Oh, what the heck was that?" So it sounded like that thing. I don't know if that fox has some pups out there somewhere that it's. I don't know. I don't see it in the daytime, uh, but I do see it on the security camera. Well, I did see it in the daytime that one time. Early, it was pretty early in the morning. But I'll be glad when that thing moves on. I don't know what kind of territory stuff they do, if they're like a lot of things where they don't stay in one spot, uh, like armadillos, and or if they like to pick a spot. But yeah, my flag's blowing a little bit now. You can see that shadow. You can see that shadow moving around, but that's what that is. Clyde. Excuse me. Clyde says, "What's that board to my right?" All right, I guess you're talking about right over here. Let me move that comment. That one right down there. That's just the. I've kind of moved it a little bit. That's just that piece of plywood that's made where you can set it up on a table, and it has that little angle to it, and then it's got all the controllers and power supplies and a breakout board, and then it has the stepper motors at the bottom. I call it my little demo board with wires. Yeah, that's what that is. That's just I call it my little demo board that I use to show, if somebody wants a question about wiring or something. But I need to move it out of here. Really, it's kind of in the way. But anyhow, yeah, I've got to work out in the shop a little bit today, and I will gonna try to run something. I'm just chomping at the bit to run something on that 3018, but I'm still testing some stuff out because I want to get it just right. And I did order a set of, I said I was going to put some not limit switches because I don't care about the limits, but I was going to put 3 switches on there so that I could home it. So that in the event that I am running it and something messes up, I will be able to home it and then get it back to where it was, just like you do on grown-up CNCs. So I was going to do that. And of course, I have a ton of those. Man, every time I pull out a drawer, those little things out there in my shop, I go, here's another pack of them things. I've got all kinds of those uh, limit switches. They're still the cheap ones, but they're the big ones. And then I thought, well, I wonder just if, because I'm going to have to wire them up, and then I got to get some JST connectors and stuff. I wonder if you can just buy them. And of course, you go to Amazon, and for like, I think it's $10, you can get 6 of the little smaller limit switches that they use on those 3018s and mini type CNCs. And then they come with the cables with the connectors already on both ends. And I'm like, heck, I'll just go that route. So those will be here tomorrow. But I probably, since I got to be out there in the shop doing some other stuff, got to fire up that other one, run some stuff. I'll probably be playing around with that and maybe try to do some little engravings or something like that. Yeah, Clyde says I got only home switches on mine, then set up soft limits. Yeah, you can do the soft limits on them little ones too, like that. But I just never worry about that. I know how far it can go and how when it's going to hit something, and I just never worry about having the machine tell me. I know when I stick something on there that it's going to reach all the extents that it needs to, and that's all I worry about. But I do like having to be able to home. So I'm going to do that. And I got one of those cheap little probes, the little round hockey puck things you used to touch off your Z. I got one of those somewhere. It might be over there. It might be over there in that black file cabinet or something. I'm not sure. But if I ever find that, I'm going to set that up too. Because, once you start using that stuff, it's hard to go back to the piece of paper and stuff like that. Because that other stuff works so well. But anywho, I guess I'm going to get out of here in just a minute. My time's about up. Yeah, that's true. Because a lot of times with you might have that you might have that thing set to move 100 millimeters, and you think you got it set on 10 or something, and you hit it. And, whoops. Yeah, I feel you. That will. That is one thing. It's the gerbil, gerbil, whatever you want to call it, is a lot different than the old Mach 3 stuff. But it's not bad. I do like the G Sender. I've used Universal G Code Center or UGS, and I've used the Bob CNC, that one he calls Basic Sender. And then G Sender is the one by CNC Labs, which is the long mill guys. And that's the one I like the best. I think it's got the slickest looking interface. I just like everything about it. It's definitely the one I like to use. So, and I see a lot of people in those 3018 Facebook groups, and they all go with the standard UGS or Candle or something like that. And I'm thinking, man, y'all probably just don't know about G Center, because if you used it, you would like it way better than that other one. But that's just me. Yeah, rapid continuous jog will get you. Yeah. All right. Well, that was my well, let's see. Mark, he said he had to go drop some yard waste at the recycler and pick up a yard of topsoil. Man, that sounds like a fun day. Well, anyway, thank you for your remarks about the Vectric stuff. I kind of thought that's the way it went, but now that I've asked an expert, I've I know for sure. So anyway, all right, I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a awesome Monday. I guess we'll be back tomorrow. Let's see, what are we at today? 5:06. We'll be back for 5:07 tomorrow, Lord willing, and if the creek don't rise. So y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all.